Good morning. We're going to finish harvest today. That was a question and a statement in the same. We're going to finish harvest today. Are we going to finish harvest today? I don't know. I hope so. We're starting the day off on the wrong foot, though. We've got some problems. We have had corn in our overhead bin, dry corn, for 2 weeks now, and we're trying to load trucks to haul it out, and it won't come out. Appears that we have something plugging up the hole in the bottom of the bin, so it's trickling real slow. We gotta figure out what we're gonna do about that. We've tried jamming some stuff up there to break it apart and gotten it to flow to where it is, but yeah, it's pretty slow. So we're gonna just run it until it stops, or we can't get any more, try and get as much out of there as possible, and then see what we can do. I think what happened is when we're running that leg and dryers and everything, we get a lot of the fines and the red dog, the bees wings, that kind of settle out through those pipes. And I think that there was probably a big pile there at the top of that overhead bin on top of the corn. And then when we were running the dryer, the GSI dryer, top dry, a lot of times steam and moist air goes up those pipes, hits the cool pipe, condenses, runs back down as water. Got that red dog and stuff wet, then you get a clump, and now it's plugging up the sump. So that's a problem, but we'll get it fixed. Oh man, not having much luck getting that unclogged. Well, we've almost got this bin empty. Down to the cone there, still going slow. I was trying to watch to see if I could see any clumps or anything. I don't, but it's almost empty, so hopefully we can get it soon and then stick something up from the bottom and break whatever's up in there apart. Well, I think I look like the Pillsbury Doughboy, but we got it. Not good. I picked out as much as I could from the truck, but essentially it's just layers of that red dog and fines that got a little moist and it clumped up in there. That's from weeks, a couple weeks of sitting and running. We gotta prevent that in the future. Not good. Anymore. Well, I am white, but just not that white. You get it. Anyway, that was a unnecessary delay. It's 10 o'clock now. It's making our goal of finishing harvest a little more challenging today. I think we'll still get there. But Phil was supposed to be hauling this corn all morning. That's what he's supposed to be like, working on his third load by now. And we're just leaving with the first one. So I am going to haul one as well. Help him get ahead because all three of our trucks now have dry corn in them and we don't have anywhere to go. Hold on. Forgot to shut the truck off over here. Anyway, we're gonna need a truck at least, if not two, to be able to haul wet corn from the field. So Dad went to go fuel up the chisel. He's working on that. And we're just gonna let him work there. Brock will be here in an hour. So we're gonna get a couple of trucks emptied, and then Phil can take this one in, and then he's gonna keep hauling dry corn today. And we're going to shell wet corn. And we're gonna finish. We're still gonna finish. Oh, not the start I was expecting today though. Oh man, we're on pit 2 today. I don't know why. I don't know. I assume they're taking wet corn in the fast ones over there, but we've got trucks lined up all over the place. Been sitting in line for a half hour already. I would say at least. I don't know. This is not fun and not normal. I don't know if the vomitoxin testing is the problem or what exactly, but yeah, it's slow going. It's making it less and less likely we're gonna finish corn today, and I'm not happy about it. Finally, our turn to dump. All right, I've made it back. We're gonna get the dryer fired up, drying into the overhead bin. Phil is gonna keep hauling dry corn out today, and I'm gonna haul trucks from the field. Dad and Brock just went over to start shelling, so time to get this corn process going here. All right, I get to be truck driver today, which is fine, at least for a while. I'm gonna need to get another truck over here. I'll worry about that in a little bit. There's a pickup on the other end of the field that I can take back and get, but I'm gonna jump into combine with Dad here for a minute. I'm gonna wait for them to get a truck loaded up, I think. Went and got the other truck, and yeah, we get to play truck driver today. I haven't really done this all fall, so I grabbed a GoPro, and we're gonna kind of film the circuit for you again. Everything we do is working in circles, right? The combine, you're just going in circles shelling corn. With the grain cart, it's circles unloading on the truck, unloading the combine, unloading on the truck. And with the trucks, it's taking them from the field, unloading them in the grain system, and back to the field. So I've shown you those two circles. You can't see them. They're over there. I haven't shown you this one yet, so we'll go ahead and do that. I don't know if this truck is full or not. We'll check it, and if it is, we'll take it and go. It's full. He's dumping in the one we just brought. Let's go. So we have to dump the air in our truck airbag suspension, the air ride airbags. For some reason, when you unload the trucks, if you go too fast, they can inflate too fast, and I don't know. It's just what we do. And then we come over here and we put this on here, and you guys sit right there and watch. Oh yeah, push this button. That starts the pit. Now that's going down across there. It's dumping into the bottom of this leg, it going around the bottom and up over the top into the wet bin / dryer. Meaning it's coming down that pipe until that pipe is full, and then it backs up that pipe, overflows into that pipe into our wet bin. So that's how that works. Now, we're gonna let that dump there. We're gonna come back here and we're gonna dump the air suspension on our trailer. Open this cover up, push that in. It blows air out that essentially it's dumping the air out of these airbags, lowering the trailer down onto the frame to stop. Okay? Then we come in here and we grab our bucket. And we take our bucket, and we dump out the corn that's in it, and we fill it back up. Now, if you're me, that's how you fill it. Then you stick your hand in here and you mix it up a little bit. Fill some out so we don't have too much. If you're other people in our operation, you do this. Until you get a full bucket. I don't do that. Okay. Then we pull our bucket in here. Set it on the counter and close the door so we can hear. All right. We look at our spreadsheet. We are on 11/13 of 23. Load number 233. It's the 6th load from this field. Truck is the Volvo VO. Okay. 2. Also don't care. 33. We dump a little bit of this corn in the top. If you're super picky, you dump the corn in that pan and then you pick out all the FM and then you dump the corn in the top. We're not that picky. We hit the test button and we wait for that to test it. While we're waiting, we check out our dryer. We're running in auto, 1,037 bushels an hour, 15.3 outlet, which is what we're shooting for, 21.8 going in. Everything's perfect there. And we're just about done here. There we go. 22.33. So we come over here. Moisture, front of the truck, 22.3. Test weight in the front of the truck, 53.0. And it's going into the wet bin. Okay. And we take this and we dump it in there. And now we wait for our truck to get empty. Come back out and check. Our pit is basically full. One thing that would be super awesome is a pit big enough to hold a semi-truckload. And you could do one big pit, or what would be really even better would be 2 500 bushel pits that were centered under the hoppers so you can open them both up at the same time. Now, given our setup and how everything is here, that is never ever going to happen. Not gonna happen. Just, we don't have room for it. We'd have to dig a huge hole. It's just not feasible or cost effective. I mean, it'd probably take $100,000 just to do that. Not worth it, not something we're gonna do. We knew that when we put this drain leg in, that wasn't a feasible thing to do. So we put in a big leg. This is an 8,000 bushel an hour leg. It is quite fast, and we can cover stuff in a hurry here, or empty the trucks pretty quickly. So instead of a huge pit, we went with a relatively fast leg. When this was put in initially, the concrete and everything, that leg wasn't there. We had a smaller leg that was a 3,000 bushel an hour leg, and then in, I think it was 2010, we upgraded. We took the old leg out, put this 8,000 bushel an hour in, a little bit taller, so we could hit the bins out there better, because they weren't there when we built the initial leg. But the pit and everything was all, the concrete was there. We just reused what we had. And so we put a bigger U-trough under it so it would move more bushels, but it's the same size. Drive. We're watching in our mirror, and we know that we need to go to about there. Put her back in neutral, parking brakes, out we go. Okay, our truck front hopper's about empty, so we open this up, let it empty the rest of the way out. Flip this, empty, close it. Take this off and hang it up right here. Now we gotta pull our truck ahead. 22.4 on this one, 22.4, that's close to the same. 53.56, we're gonna call that 53.6. Our test weight, that's good. We'll put 234 in there for the next one, number 7. It will be the CA, Cascadia, and that's ready to go. Dump this out. Okay, now, while we're waiting for this to finish, we started our dryer up a little over an hour ago. One of the things that we need to do periodically is a calibration on our dryer. Since we've got a few minutes here, we grab our bucket. Let me mount you guys somewhere. Okay, We got this button here that says push to sample. So we're going to push that and it's going to start flashing. Then I'm going to pull this door open. We're going to catch the corn coming out of there. You can't really see. Oh, maybe you can. When it stops flashing, we let go of the door, not the bucket. We're going to pull this in here and we're going to test it. We're going to be a little more thorough with this test. So we're going to call this one Dryer Cal 115. It's 1:15 p.m. And we're going to actually run this through 3 times and take an average. But then over here, you'll notice that we have this little calibration symbol there. We hit calibrate. We have a sample waiting in the outlet. Hit enter. It thinks that it's 15.4, so we're going to see what it actually compares to that. We have a tab down here for dryer calibrations. We'll put our date and time in there, 11-13-23. 1:15 p.m. Okay, so we got 14.43 on the first one. That's good. Run it back through. And we're at 15.4. 15.4 is our controller reading. We'll see what our test is. Oh, didn't show it. 15.36 on the second one, so we're 15.4 average, right on it. We're still going to call it 15.4, which means our controller is dead on. So we enter that in there. And then up here we type 15.4, enter, and it's good to go. Now we come back out here. And our truck is about empty. Perfect. Because the guys are on the radio complaining that I'm not coming back fast enough. Apparently they got a truck full. So we gotta go. Put that empty. Oh, close that. Hang that up. Put air back in our airbags. Close the door. Wait for the pit to get empty so we can shut the pit motor off, and then we go. Okay, hustling, back in the truck. Put air back in our truck airbags. Put her in drive, take the brakes off, and we go. We're back, still at high idle, not a good sign. Let's see if this truck is full. There's all kinds of corn on the ground, Brock. Must be. Now it's full, but I don't think it's gonna let me drive it. Hopefully it's not much longer. I don't really know what any of that stuff means. Is this a progress bar? It's a soot level. I don't know. Nothing I can do but sit here and wait. Whoa! It just started to idle down. The soot meter went away, but it still says regen in progress. It might be about done, finally. I've been sitting here for, I don't know, at least 10 minutes, maybe 15. Alright, well now we're behind. Phil took that truck, he loaded it up and went down again. I didn't think he was going to do that because it's a smaller truck, you can't haul as much. I wouldn't have done that. I would have just brought it to the field and whatever. It's fine, but that other truck is probably full and we just got here to get this one empty, so I don't know if they're going to bring it or they're just going to wait there at the field or what. Around and around we go. I have no idea what trip we're on. Sometimes we can get 20 of these trips done in a day or more. It's a lot. Anyway, back to the field. I caught him. That truck is not full. Probably will be when they get done unloading there, but we don't need much. Here it comes. Put the pressure on him and we'll film him while he's doing this. We have some sweet equipment, you know that? Look at that thing. That is so cool. Rock uses that angle and all the time. I don't like to turn it back, but he can do whatever he wants. I like to point straight down. Watch. Open the gate early. Better than spelling it. Alright, we're good to go. It's a very large auger. Alright, well, not only have we caught up, Phil's back with the third truck, and we want to haul some more with the Volvo, so he went over to the field to swap that out. And they're not empty, or it's not full. And so, yeah, I just heard him come on the radio, so I guess I gotta go a little faster. We're taking trucks that are empty, but he's just swapping it out so he can load dry corn in it, get another load or two hauled in, and then we should have enough room to fit everything. But we're up to that third light on there, so I'm not sure. We still got maybe 40 acres worth of corn to bring in. All right, well, I got Phil loaded back up with the Volvo, and so he's gonna haul another load in. It is 3:40. He's probably not going to be able to get two more in because he's got to stop for fuel with that truck. So that's fine. We'll see how we do. We'll just load everything up if we have to. All right, they've got one more round, it looks like, to finish this field. That's awesome. See that corn over there? That's it. That's the last field. There's 36 acres there. Come on. 347. Get her done. The corn we've hauled in today is the first stuff we've actually gotten vomitoxin tests back on. 380. It's not great. 380. 360. That one doesn't have it, but it was 3.6, I remember they said. So 3.6, 3.8 parts per million. They're not docking for that, so that's an okay level, but it's more than I was hoping to see. When you look at the sample, you can see kernels like this one that are discolored a little bit, and it makes you wonder, has that got vom in it? Or then you get kernels like that one's kind of the same thing, maybe a little worse. But you can see on that side it almost looks moldy. It's likely where that vom is coming from, but hard to say for sure. Like I said, best thing you can do is harvest it and dry it. Just pulling back up with this truck, and they are done over there, and the combine is in the next field. Last field. All right. Hopefully when Phil gets back, he can run trucks and I can get a little bit last minute seat time in the combine. I would like to do that. Should be able to. Like I said, the elevator closes at 5 today, so this should take us about 4 hours or so to do. It's just after 4 o'clock now. It'll be 8 o'clock. We'll be done tonight. I just climbed up to check our overhead. Our bottom two indicators are tripped. The top one is not. There's about a little over 2 rings to go. But 2 rings on a 15-foot diameter bin of the narrow ring is a lot different than 2 rings on a 54-foot diameter wide ring bin. So Phil's not going to get another load out tonight. The elevator's closed. He's not back yet. Well, they're not closed yet, but he won't make it back. So once that's full, we're going to shut the dryer down, and then hope the rest fits in our wet bin and on the trucks. So the plan is to then tomorrow set up the auger to that little bin back there and transfer with the trucks from this overhead into that bin while we keep bringing the wet corn down and drying the wet corn out. So we should have plenty of wet corn to fill that bin, and still have to haul a little bit in. So good problems to have, right? Also, I did want to mention our dryer, totally fine. No problems at all yesterday with our dryer. It did not catch on fire. There's nothing, no motors burn up, no belts, no nothing. It just smelled hot and we couldn't figure out where it was coming from. As I'm driving past the neighbors down here, I noticed that they have a burn barrel that's about 3 feet off their front porch in the driveway. I think probably they were burning trash. And just the way the wind was swirling around, we were getting hints of it every now and then, and we're just a little sensitive about that whole dryer thing after we did have a fire last year. So the dryer is performing very, very well. We've been very happy with it this fall. Well, Brock just came on the radio and said we're going to have a full truck in a minute. So I'm going to go up and check this bin again and see how much room we've got. Probably going to take me 15 minutes to make the trip. Over there, grab the truck and get back. Means we need it to be 300 bushels. I don't know. I don't know if you can see down in there at all or not, but that's too close for comfort for me. Less than a ring until it's overflowing. I'm not going to risk it. So I'm going to wait here as long as I can. I can see him over there. I'm sure he'll fill that truck when he gets done with this round. Truck is over there by that house. But we can wait a minute. Maybe Phil will come back and this will get full and then we'll go over. She's full. Switch. So I got the dryer shut off. I'm gonna let her cool down here. Got a light out. Time to get another good one. I've been replacing all the old ones with some nicer LEDs as they go out. Well, we can fill the wet bin, and we can fill the trucks, and we can fill the cart, and we can fill the combine. And if that doesn't do it, well, that's good, but we won't finish tonight. All right, we brought the truck back. Yeah, beautiful sunset back there. Oh, come on, show it. Yeah, gorgeous. I'm gonna walk out here and jump in the combine with Dad, see if he wants to take a truck back, and then he can quit. Phil and I can work on this and rock. I'm starting to get nervous. I don't know if we've got enough room for everything. It doesn't look good here. There is some dang good tall corn in here. This is one of those muck pockets that we've got that grows really terrible beans and really good corn. Nice ears. This hybrid's got rather looser husks, so no mold issues. Filled right out to the tip. Nice looking corn. No! Dad just called me. The unloading auger chain jumped off the sprockets on the combine. I don't know if it's broken or if it just jumped off or if we have more major problems, but wouldn't that be the luck? 20 acres to go and the combine breaks down. So I'm already walking out to them, so we'll see. Hopefully it just came off the sprocket and we can put it back on, tension it properly, and wrap this up. Well, let's see what we got. What do we got? Yep, we backed this tensioner way off. Chain's not broke, everything looks okay. Shear bolt's not broken. Sweet, that's an easy fix. Easy fix. Chain's back on, tension. That chain stretches throughout the year. I've checked it a couple of times to make sure that it was still in spec, but it's probably been a while, and we've run a lot of bushels through it in the last 2 weeks. So it just got loose and jumped off. That's why we replace it every year. Every year. Good news. It worked. So much for the whole I'll take over the combine and so Dad can go home thing. He's like, no, I'll keep doing it. I'm good. Okay, Dad, finish her up. I suppose I could pull the boss card on Brock and tell him to go home so I could run the grain cart, but no, it's fine. It's fine, I'll take this truck back. It's not good, guys, not good. Orange light came on. Hopefully we can get a couple more loads up there. I don't know how much is in between each one of those lights. Oh, them are cool too. Back with another one. They're getting close. They're getting close. I don't know. Brock didn't have the truck full yet, so I jumped in with him. Dad wouldn't let me take over the combine. You know, I could pull the boss card and be like, go home, Brock, I'm going to finish this.
See ya.
You ready to go? All right. Just saying. I really wanted to finish the combining, but oh, I got trumped. Well, Phil just came on the radio and said that the web bin is full, and we can see the red light from here, so yeah. No more trucks. We've got one relatively empty truck and 10 acres to go. It's not going to fit on the trucks, but it might fit on the trucks and the grain cart. We're going to see. We're going to end up with 2 acres left. That's what's going to happen. Since the wet bin's full, I have no reason to go take that full truck back just yet, so I'm just kind of hanging out at the field here, waiting to see how much, if any, or if we get it done or not. We should. We should. It also gives me a great opportunity to jump out and film, you know, these guys unloading on the go in the dark. So I'm going to walk this way a little bit so I got more time. And then we'll jump in with them. It would also appear that we were running out of seed here. We got some missing rows. Sometimes when I get to the end of a field like that, it's just kind of like, you know what? I got 200 feet to get to the end, or 500 feet, or whatever. I don't care. Back in the driver's seat. I climbed up here with Dad. He's letting me finish the last 2 rounds. Thanks, Dad.
You're welcome.
So we got one more full pass or full length round that goes all the way along this side here. And you can see we got some real tall corn and taller giant ragweeds. That'll happen in this muck. And then there's a partial round over here yet. Brock is finishing filling the truck right now, but the rest of it should fit on the grain cart. So we're gonna get it. Well, we made it. The last of the 2023 corn. In a minute. Hold on. Wait. Done. We are still going to have half of a truck or a little more on the grain cart. We don't have anywhere to put. Those two are full, so we'll worry about that in the morning after we get the dryer fired up and start drying some of this stuff. But we can get the 2 trucks and the combine taken home tonight, and we're done with harvest. What a deal. Cleaning some stuff off here a little bit. We'll do a real thorough cleaning job now the harvest is over, but we'll get the leaf blower out, take it out in the field here in another couple of days or next week or whenever we feel like it. We'll talk about the next stuff once we get back to the farm. Look at that wet bin all lit up like a Christmas tree. Oh, it's so cool. All right. Well, you gonna turn the lights off? 2 full trucks. That truck did get empty, but we need an empty truck in order to be able to create room to dry some wet corn. So the plan for tomorrow is to start transferring from the overhead to the bin in the back there. We got to get the auger set up. We'll fill this truck up with dry corn. Then we can start the dryer up and start pulling the wet bin down, which will allow us to get those trucks empty and just keep transferring. So yeah, what a deal. Now there is the scenario where we could have refilled the wet bin with dry corn, but that is such a huge pain in the butt to do with the continuous flow dryer, because you got to basically spoon feed it every time it needs it and not pull out of the wet bin. So it's so much simpler to just do it this way. Yes, that wet bin will end up empty at the end of the year. It's not a big deal. It is okay. So yeah, we're done with harvest. Brock, we're done with harvest.
Another year down.
What a deal. So,
fired.
right. Now, usually the pace slows pretty drastically as soon as we finish harvest. And this year is not different, but it is a little bit different because we still have a lot of tillage to do. So we don't have a ton of ripping to do. Probably 300-ish acres of bean stubble that needs to get ripped that's going to corn next year. We're also probably going to do 150 to 200 acres of corn stalks that will be beans next year. So we've got a solid week of ripping to do. Dad's going to get started with that and get that done as quickly as possible here. We also have a lot of corn stalks to disc. We've done very little of that. So Brock's coming tomorrow and he's going to disc corn stalks for us. So, and then we have lots of equipment to clean up and power wash and stuff to do maintenance-wise. We've got the obvious fixes, you know, our stalk stompers on our corn head. We've got the hydraulic hose on the grain cart, that kind of stuff. But winter is maintenance season for us. So we will spend the entire winter basically bringing our equipment through the shop one piece at a time, doing all of the service work, the oil changes, the filter changes, thoroughly cleaning them and addressing any other problems that we may have. So it's a little bit different type of videos, but we will get to those. It's going to be a couple of weeks probably before we really get into that. I would like to start getting some stuff cleaned up when we can here, but tillage is the priority right now, and so that's where we're going to start with stuff. So anyway, tomorrow for me, I'm probably going to help Phil around here a little bit with some of this stuff, and then I need to spend quite a bit of time on the road doing some seed business stuff between now and Friday. So I'm going to take 2 or 3 days to do that. I may or may not make a video tomorrow. We'll see. I am going to do kind of a harvest recap, but a harvest by the numbers. We'll go through and talk about some of the statistics and stuff from harvest at some point here. So we'll fill a day with that. Sometime later in the fall or the winter, we'll go through and do some actual analysis, some yield maps, and looking at what we tried this year, what worked, what didn't, what we're going to try next year, that kind of stuff. But we're ways off on that. So yeah, thanks for watching. Have a great night, everybody. Hit that like, subscribe, leave your questions and comments. Make sure you get over to Farm Focused and buy yourself a hoodie and whatever you need from Borderview Farms. Nice job, Brock. T-shirts, it's all good stuff. Great Christmas presents.
Good quality.
Go buy some. Thanks, everybody. Harvest is over. Have a great night.